All righty, Bryan. So where are you going next week, buddy?
Saudi Arabia.
And why are you doing this?
Over the years, I've developed a really close friendship with a member of the Saudi royal family. And my connection was through the Dallas Cowboys. And Prince Faisal is a huge Dallas Cowboys fan. And so when it was funny, Marilyn Love, I will tell you a story how this all developed.
Okay.
I honestly, this is where, and I honestly believe this is how, not how I believe, but this is how it happened. I was doing a hit with you guys in the afternoon. I was at the Cowboys, I was at the Star, and I was doing a hit with you, and I was down in the podcast studio, and I just finished. And then a number came up on my phone inside the Star, and I'm like, man, I don't recognize this number. And so I said, this is Bryan. And it was Marilyn Love. It was Jerry's administrative assistant. And Miss Marilyn said, I'm like, hi, Marilyn. And I thought maybe that I'd said something on air with you that Jerry took offense to.
Could see that. And
then was calling me to cuss me out about it. And it just so happened that she caught me after my radio hit and was telling me about Prince Faisal and he was a big fan of mine. And she wanted to pass my number along to him. And it was funny because I'm like, sure. He's friends with the Joneses. He's, he's been part of their traveling party. He's been to games and all that. So I'm like, cool, no problem. When I hung up with her, I got a call 4 minutes later. Basically, I was walking out of the studio and got the call at Saudi Arabia on my phone.
Cool.
And in perfect English, he introduced himself and we were talking and just for the last 4 years, we've maintained this friendship where, he loves Texas. The people in Saudi Arabia love Texas. And a lot because of the oil business and stuff like that.
Got a lot of friends here, probably spent some time.
Well, he tells me some great stories about George Bush and his dad. And, Prince Faisal's dad was a fighter pilot during the Gulf War. They trained in Lubbock. So he has this, it's funny, Prince Faisal's favorite meal is chicken fried steak. He loves Bob's Steak and Chop House over here off Lemon.
Can imagine.
Good days.
So yeah, so it's funny when he and I bet things, we always bet like steak dinners and stuff like that is what we do. But there's an immense, his love for the Dallas Cowboys is so impressive. And the knowledge that he has of the team and stuff. And
a lot of people in Saudi Arabia love international sports.
Love international sports. And, they have a federation there, sports federation that does, with auto racing and cricket and golf. Everybody's talked about what's going on with the golf tournament, with that whole thing with Greg Norman. But they love sports. That's their big thing. They're big, and their initiative is to try and build tourism they have this program or initiative to by 2030 to have be worldwide leader in tourism and stuff like that. So it's a once in a lifetime opportunity for me. He made all the arrangements. He
called you last week or something? When did this come up?
Oh no, we've talked about it, maybe doing it, and he goes, can you get any time off? And I'm like, well, let me ask. And I got time off, and he has an assistant that lives in the United States. And Sam contacted me and they made all the arrangements, flying Qatar Airlines and leaving out of Dallas, flying into Doha, which is in Qatar, where they're hosting the World Cup.
You're going to be on like a 24-hour plane ride here?
It's 14 hours over and 16 hours back is what it is. But you fly from Dallas to Doha and then take
straight shot?
Yeah, 14 hours on a plane.
Big gas tank.
Yeah, and then I fly from Doha to Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, and that's where he's based. Prince he worked in the United Nations. He was an official for the Saudis. He sat for the Saudi government at the United Nations. And it's funny because you talk to him, he loves college football. He was educated at Boston College. With the school.
So does he talk English like an American or like a British guy?
It's Saudi. He's got a Saudi accent,
okay.
But his English is excellent. And it's funny. We go back and forth, and again, we talk literally every day. Whether text, he listens to our show.
Huh.
I mean, he's probably listening right now. Listen to me talk about
Does
it.
he give you any investment advice? I mean, my man's
No, it's funny.
don't talk to me every day unless you tell me a hot stock. Or
No,
something.
he's got like I say, he's a government official, still does stuff with the government there in Saudi, and has a lot of interest in things. But his passion,
so he can put his thumb on the scale.
His passion is absolutely his number one passion is the Dallas Cowboys. And that's how I got to meet him.
Well, and you get to meet so many cool people like this,
Yeah.
so many interesting people from various walks of life. I think there have been a lot of scouts to work in the NFL, but I think it's your combination of being in the media, being so personable and a good conversationalist. I mean, the football teams use you to call and talk to people.
Right.
And I think this is just another example of that skill set opening some really fascinating doors and putting you in conversations with incredible.
I mean, honestly, the Jones family, the relationship that they have, with the Saudis, and then also with Maryland, she's the one that reached out to me and said, "Hey, would you?" And I'm like, "Sure."
So what are you going to do over there?
Dude, they're going to roll out the red carpet for you, bro.
You know what?
This is going to be insane.
They're going to crown you, right? Like, you're going to come back like an actual prince, aren't you?
No.
You're going to have jewels and
I'm already
stuff.
a knight. My middle name is Knight, Knight. So I'm already
That
a
doesn't
knight.
make you a knight.
I'm a knight. I'm already a knight.
You are a knight.
Yeah, I'm royal order, whatever they call it, of the knights.
It's going to be hot as just.
I checked the temperature. It's like being in Vegas. It's 10% humidity. It's 113, 112, 113 every day.
Ooh, okay.
Cool. Just hydrate.
It's going to come back sunburnt to hell.
No,
Do you have to sunscreen the dome?
Oh, I have a hat. I'll wear my hats and stuff like that. But
Okay.
yeah, I'm just really excited because you're going to see the sports ministry, the government. I'm going to go see the city itself.
Maybe run into Dustin Johnson.
Yeah, maybe run into. They're playing in London this week.
Okay.
So not in Saudi, but.
Are there actual sporting events over there?
Oh,
though?
no,
Do they have their own
absolutely.
leagues and everything?
They do. Matter of fact, Prince Faisal, he was president of their largest, their most popular soccer team, Al Nassr, he was president, and they won several of the championships and stuff. Saudi Arabia qualified for the World Cup too, so they're super excited about that.
Now, this isn't one of these Instagram influencer situations
Nah.
where you're being flown out and there's expectations, right?
Nah.
I mean, how many Instagram models right now are wishing they were Broaddus?
You into German stuff?
Yeah, I hope you have a wide variety of interests,
Yeah.
Broaddus.
No, man,
they're going to bring the worst out.
This is seriously, it's a friendship.
Bring a
for
tarp.
About
You want to lay it out?
Now 4 years.
Yeah,
you guys got me nervous now. The seats are really good on the plane, though. They went all out on the seats and stuff.
But I bet. I mean, this guy is so rich. We should, I don't know what the numbers are exactly, but whenever a football team is for sale, we ask Bryan if the Prince is going to make a bid on one of these teams.
It's funny. We've talked about teams like the various NFL teams and stuff like that, and what they're. How you would go about it and things. So yeah, it's just a huge opportunity for me. Like I say, he's because of the pandemics and stuff, he hasn't been able to travel as much, getting back and forth between like the States and going to games and stuff. I met him at the Star. I've met him before, like afterwards we talked. I met him, he was going around and taking a tour of the Star and stuff like that.
Wow.
So yeah, it was just it was just really cool.
If you get an opportunity to ride a camel, will you do
you
it?
will get fat. That's everywhere.
You're going to get the opportunity. I'm just curious.
He hates animals.
Yes?
He's not a big animal guy.
I would pay pretty good money to get a Broaddus on a camel
That's normie tourist type of stuff.
I was asking him about falcons. He goes, "Oh, falcons. What are you taling about, Bryan?" Kind of a thing. I mean, anything to do with it. And it's like it's like we're not riding camels. Now, I'm just looking forward to seeing the capital city of Riyadh, and stuff like that. I mean, there's a lot of really cool.
It's a big old giant, like beautiful city surrounded by dust and sand everywhere, sand dunes. It's amazing to see.
They make something out of nothing. That's what their big thing is. Their cities are just
resourceful,
these big things that they do and stuff. So I'm excited about that, to see that life and stuff like that
he just wants to crack coldies and talk Cowboys with you, probably.
I'm a guest. Yeah, I'm a guest of the.
Better hope that's all he wants.
I'm a guest
to do
of the government, so I've got basically my own Saudi passport. is what I have.
So you're gonna have like security and stuff traveling with you. Like you're gonna be big shot. Like you're gonna have chauffeurs. They're gonna come open your door for you to get out and stuff. Like I feel like the red carpet's about to be rolled out. In a big way.
Well, you have servants.
I'm gonna go to the palace. Yeah, there'll be people. You know what? This is the story. This is the guy I sent my chili recipe to. I sent him my chili recipe, and he said he goes. Hey, Brian, I go, Prince, how's the chili? Your Highness, how's the chili? He goes, oh, it's excellent, Brian. He goes, I'm sorry I made an adjustment to it, though. I made an adjustment. And I said, well, what did you do? He said, well, I didn't have the ground beef and the pork, but I used this Wagyu. I used our steak. He ground up like Wagyu.
Oh, my God.
So my chili, Lucius, the chili that you eat there, it's like about a $30 chili. That thing turned out to be about a $400 chili is the way he made it.
So you're going to eat like a champion over there.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to be eating like a king.
Yeah. A lot of good cuisine. And you're going to be riding in like Lambos, don't you think? Lambos or Bentleys?
Range Rovers.
Oh,
Range Rovers, yeah.
Well, at least you won't have to worry about dealing with like women drivers.
No, I'll tell you what, though. He did tell me that.
That was bad. I'm sorry.
No, they have women drivers over
I'm
there.
going to clean that up in post.
They have. I'll tell you what. His father has one of the.
Good point.
His father has one of the biggest car collections in
they
the
got
world.
diamond-studded cars and stuff over there.
His father has this car collection. It's unreal. And I was asking about because Prince was saying, hey, he's got a place out in California and out in Beverly Hills, and he said, hey, I've got this Ferrari. And there's like one of 7 made. And he's like, oh, I want you to drive. I'm like, no, I'm not driving that thing. I'm not.
You better step up and get these experiences to tell us about.
I don't know how to drive a stick, and it's like it's probably paddle shifting. Is probably what it is.
Yeah, right there.
But I am not going to drive one of 7 Ferraris in the world.
I learned how to drive a stick with a one of 7 Ferrari. That's a great life story.
That's a great life story.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just going to enjoy the experience, and I will hopefully be back to tell you.
Take photos of the cabs and stuff like that. When I was over there, they had like the cabs were like Mercedes Benzes and Bentleys and stuff like that, and it blows your mind because they're painted like cabs.
Yeah,
but it's a damn Bentley.
Yeah.
So, are there like other landscapes other than like desert or city? Can you find like mountains or
up in the
jungles or something?
If you look at the countryside where if you look at the United States, it would be like Seattle would be in that region is where there's more of a mountainous type of thing. Down on the West Coast, you've got the Red Sea and all that stuff that where the coast is, and it's really they're trying to develop so much so people can come over and experience. I'm really looking forward to it because I hope to go back another time after this.
Are you going to do a crawfish boil for them or anything?
I wish I could. Honestly, wish I could do a crawfish boil for those folks.
Hit them with some red beans and rice, man.
Might have to. I mean, I asked him, I go, hey, you mind if I get in the kitchen? He goes, sure, if you want to get in the kitchen, go get in the kitchen. So I don't know. Maybe we'll whip something up, see what we got.
All righty, buddy. Well, have an awesome time.
Thank you. It will be.
Can you do a radio hit for us? Can we get an update?
Yeah, I'll be 8 hours ahead of you guys. So I will do my best. I will text or find
maybe
a way.
In the 2, maybe Krusty's Corner 240.
240 from yeah, we'll do Krusty's Corner from 240. Yeah, be funny. Yeah.
I mean, don't feel pressure to if it just is a whirlwind and you're like having to pinch yourself.
It might be.
You going solo?
Yeah, I'm going solo on this one. Yeah,
right on.
Should be fun.